All right, so this is the second read. The first one was by the reader, Sherman Rivers, and I'm going to read the second one, and then he reads it again. All right, so Think and Grow Rich, chapter 15. Excuse me, it's one page at a time, the section on the fear of poverty. No alibi will save you from accepting the responsibility if you now fail to refuse to demand the riches of life, because the, the because the acceptance calls for but one thing. Incidentally, the one only thing you can control, and that is a state of mind. A state of mind is something that one assumes. It cannot be purchased, it must be created. Fear of poverty is a state of mind, nothing else. But it is sufficient to destroy one's chances of achievement in any undertaking, a truth which became painfully evident during the Depression. That's the 1929 Depression. This fear paralyzes the faculty of reason, destroys the faculty of imagination, kills off self-reliance, undermines enthusiasm, discourages initiative, leads to uncertainty of purpose, encourages procrastination, wipes out enthusiasm, and makes self-control an impossibility. It takes the charm from one's personality, destroys the possibility of accurate thinking, diverts concentration of effort, it masters persistent it masters persistence, turns the will power into nothingness, destroys ambition, beclouds the memory, and invites failure in every conceivable form. It kills love and assassinates the finer emotions of the heart, destroys friendship, and invites disaster in 100 forms, leads to sleeplessness, misery, and unhappiness. And all this despite the obvious truth that we live in a world of overabundance of everything the heart could desire, with nothing standing between us and our desires except lack of definite purpose. The fear of poverty is, without doubt, the most destructive of the 6 basic fears. There's one more sentence, but I'm going to stop there. All right. So, if you are afraid of poverty, which is prevalent in a lot of emerging countries, I am from an emerging country, and I understand the fear. I don't necessarily accept or agree with it, but I understand it. So the challenge is to get people to understand you have to face these fears to overcome them. I'm here now in a completely different country because I did not know what I did not know. And when you don't know what you don't know, what you do know becomes your gospel. Your gospel might be flawed, and your flawed gospel is what you truly, wholeheartedly believe in. And whether you're right or not, your result speaks for itself. Okay, so one of the reasons why I paused and now I started a new video is where it says here, fear of poverty is a state of mind, nothing else. It's a state of mind. What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about the abundance that life has, or are you thinking about the limitation that has been created in your mind when you were growing up, when you were raised in the environment that you were raised in. Like for me, I always knew I was going to be a success. It's just one of those things. You call it whatever you want. If you're pessimistic, I always knew I was going to be successful. So, um, when I was growing up, I learned how to like budget my money from the concept of tithing. And again, this is not a religious thing. Concept of tithing is one of the laws of nature. If you're a farmer, you can't harvest all your crop and sell all of it and not have anything to plant the next season. You save 10% of that, and then so you have seed for the next season. It's the same thing. You cannot go to work and spend all your money and then you have nothing else. You have to be able to budget your money. I have I'm working on a course right now where I'm working on a book, number one, on forgiveness, which helps with this the chapter 15. I'm working on a book on forgiveness. I'm working on a course on budgeting, both personal and business. So, fear of poverty is a state of mind and nothing else. You have to face your fears. No one is going to, not your mama, not your daddy, not, why did I say mama first? Not your daddy, not your mama, not, even if you're a twin, not your twin brother or sister, not your sibling, not your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, children. No one is going to face your fears but you. And that's why a lot of people don't do it. It's unfortunate, but you have to do it yourself. Sorry, that's how apparently it works. I can't help you if you can't help yourself. All right. So, fear of poverty is a state of mind, nothing else. But it is sufficient to destroy one's chances of achieving. But it is sufficient to destroy one's chances of achievement in any undertaking, a truth which became painfully evident during the Depression. Forget the 1929 Depression, the one that just happened 2008. There's another one apparently that we're going through right now. You know, like you have to be able to face these things. These books are helping me create a state of mind that removes me from the groupthink mentality of, oh, woe is us, what is happening to the world, and to think, oh, how do I utilize the available resources, the technology that we have now, so I could create the opportunities for myself, so I could live a life that those who believe in the depression are not going to be able to live. It doesn't mean I'm better. It just means I am doing the thing that you could be doing that would help you be the best version of you that you would be proud of. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I have the answers or nothing. I'm just trying to tell you that you could be doing this that I'm doing with you. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay. The other part that I wanted to read that I thought was very insightful that I needed to highlight is, oh yeah, no alibi will save you from accepting the responsibility if you now fail to refuse to demand the riches of life, because the acceptance calls for but nothing. Incidentally, the only thing you can control, and that is a state of mind. A state of mind is something that one assumes. It's ironic. I don't know if that's where he got it from, but Neville Goddard talks about the law of assumption. Because these things, for me, they're puzzle pieces. You put them together. You don't get all the answers from one book. You may get more from some than others, but for me, I put the puzzle pieces together. To I, mm, it cannot be purchased. It cannot be created. It, yeah, it cannot be purchased. It it must be created. Fear, fear of poverty is a state of mind, nothing else. But it is sufficient to destroy one's chances of achievement in any undertaking. A truth which became painfully evident during the Depression. The fear, this fear paralyzes the faculty of reason. Your rational mind is paralyzed because of your fear of poverty. Destroys the faculty of imagination, your desires, what you could think of to create the life that you want so you could be the person that you desire to be. Kills of self-reliance. Your divine drive to face and overcome challenges. Underestimate enthusiasm. Sadness. Destroys initiative, taking action. Leads to uncertainty of purpose. Where the biblical philosophy says you being tossed to and fro because you don't have a focused mind. Encourages procrastination because you don't know where you're going. Wipe out enthusiasm. You're not excited about life, and make self-control an impossibility. You're doing whatever your emotion tells you instead of controlling your emotions. Another biblical philosophy says a man who conquers himself is stronger than a man who conquers a city. That's in Proverbs somewhere. It it takes the charm from one's personality. You're not charming. Destroys the possibility of accurate thinking. Think truth. Diverts concentration of effort. Lack of focus. It masters persistence. It it masters persistence. Oh, it prevents you from being persistent. Turns the willpower into nothingness. You don't have control over your willpower. Destroys ambition. You're working a job that you used to work since high school, and now you're a grown man. You're still there. There's nothing wrong with it if it's extra income, but if that's your main source of income, that is an issue. Uh, Destroys ambition, beclouds the memory, and invites failure in every conceivable form. Beclouds the memory. Fog of war, like psychological fog of war. That's what I would call it. And invites failure in every conceivable form. You are working towards becoming successful, but it's not working out. It kills love and assassinates the finer emotions of the heart. Because the fear of poverty makes you not love yourself as you should love your love yourself before you love your neighbor. The commandment, love your neighbor as yourself, precedes yourself before your neighbor. If you don't love yourself, how you gonna love your neighbor? You ain't gonna give love because you ain't got none for yourself. Discourages friendship and invites disaster in 100 form. Well, that one is tricky in my opinion because it doesn't. I discourages friendship with successful people. I think that would be a complete sentence. Discourages friendship with successful people and invites disaster in a hundred form. Meaning, you don't want to be around your friends who are actually pursuing their ambition, who are actually going after their desires, who are actually going after the vision that they created for themselves. But you're going to be hanging out around people who do not have those ambitions, those desires, those things that put them on the map in front of millions of people and making them money on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, all streamers, celebrities, all these things. Your dreams will make room for you, right? So if your dreams are going to make room for you, where does the dream come from? Your imagination. Where is the imagination? In your thoughts. Where's your thoughts? In your divine self. Anyway, leads to sleeplessness or uneasy because you're uncomfortable where you are, misery and unhappiness. That's self-explanatory. And all this despite the obvious truth that we live in a world of overabundance of everything the heart could desire, with nothing standing between us and our desires excepting lack of a definite purpose. Anyway, I could talk more about this, but let's just have this man read this stuff.
We now fail or refuse to demand riches of life, because the acceptance calls for but one thing, incidentally, the only thing you can control, and that is a state of mind.
Back up.
Satisfy you. You know the road that leads to riches. Your lullaby will save you from accepting the responsibility if you now fail or refuse to demand riches of life, because the acceptance calls for but one thing, incidentally, the only thing you can control, and that is a state of mind. A state of mind is something that one assumes. It cannot be purchased. It must be created. Fear of poverty is a state of mind, nothing else. But it is sufficient to destroy one's chances of achievement in any undertaking, a truth which became painfully evident during the Depression. This fear paralyzes the faculty of reason, destroys the faculty of imagination, kills off self-reliance, undermines enthusiasm, discourages initiative, leads to uncertainty of purpose, encourages procrastination, wipes out enthusiasm, and makes self-control an impossibility. It takes the charm from one's personality, destroys the possibility of accurate thinking, diverts concentration of effort. It masters persistence, turns the willpower into nothingness, destroys ambition, beclouds the memory, and invites failure in every conceivable form. It kills love and assassinates the finer emotions of the heart, discourages friendship and invites disaster in 100 forms, leads to sleeplessness, misery, and unhappiness. In all of this, despite the obvious truth that we live in a world of overabundance of everything the heart could desire, with nothing standing between us and our desires excepting lack of a definite purpose. The fear of poverty is, without doubt, the most destructive of the 6 basic fears.
That's it. 8:47. That's it. .47 is the time signature. Alright, so I hope this was helpful today. I hope it helps, nudge you into facing your fears, regardless of what it is. And you don't have to go full throttle, but make a choice, make a decision, and it will help you. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for liking and sharing my videos. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Be the best version of you that you're going to be, because I'm going to be the best version of me. I'm saying, don't try to be me. Don't try to be you. Until next time, peace and love.